Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is good? What is good? What is good with everybody? Let me say shots out to everybody. Joshua Roberts, good morning, sir. Jose Lopez, Andy Gill. Hey, Jose Lloyd Boats did say he could still make 147 unless he lied and couldn't make 147 anymore. But Duck and Devin, hell no. Lil fight, I'll fight Devin. That's funny. What's going on, Rich L? What's going on, Jose Lopez? Vi Ferrer in the building. What's going on, sir? What's going on? Yeah, that was that's quite an accusation out there, man. That's quite an accusation. Dreg's Boxing Network. Good morning, sir. How are you this morning? I hope you're doing well. Let me put these comments up on here. Morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Jay Henderson? Hope you're doing well, sir. Grand risings to you, man. It was a tough rising this morning, man. Tough rising. Because we got this generation of boxing brats that I got to talk about, and it's not fun. I have to tell you, man. Morning, everyone. I would be pissed if there wasn't a live today. Oh, no, I was gonna do the live today, man. I gotta do the lives, man. Right. Hey, at this point, who isn't Ducks booting? It's a smear campaign against Boots. Boots is ducking every single solitary person that asked him for a fight. I've asked you guys a long time ago to please come up with a reasonable definition of what a duck is. A duck, you can't duck somebody that you don't have to fight. You have to have an obligation to fight the guy. If Jaron Ennis is at 154 and Devin's at 147, that's not a duck. He's not under any obligation to fight him. You guys, people are calling people ducks when there's no obligation for a guy to fight him. It's not, you guys just need to stop being little children about this shit and calling names and labeling people all the time. No, seriously, man. Say what happened to men? This generation is soft and live for clicks and likes on social media. I mean, I guess that's a very important thing nowadays is to get a lot of people to like you on. I mean, I like to be liked on social media. It's a good thing. George Smith said, "You know nothing about boxing." I know quite a bit about boxing, George Smith. I could talk to you about what I know about boxing for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I actually know a lot about boxing, George Smith. I know that you're rude, though. You're rude and your attitude is not appreciated, but thank you so much for that, for just bringing some good old-fashioned negativity to the channel. He said, yeah, Key, yeah, you'll learn. I know plenty about boxing, homie. I know plenty. Devin snitched on himself. He said, I haven't even fought at 147 yet. Why would I fight at 152? Devin's a bitch, man. I just just hate this shit, man. Anyway, no, I'm going to have a better attitude, man. I'm going to have a good attitude today. I'm going to work on an attitude. Hey, guys, your super chats and cash apps are greatly appreciated. Dude, the live just started and we already got these idiots. Yeah, of course, because of the ridiculousness of Devin Haney ducking Jaron Ennis. And Jaron Ennis ducking Devin Haney. Jaron Ennis ducking Teofimo Lopez. Jaron Ennis ducking Virgil Ortiz. Jaron Ennis ducking Sebastian Vendora. He's supposed to fight them all at the same time, all at the same day. And he's supposed to have the negotiations on YouTube so everybody can hear it and everybody can see it and know what's going on every second of the conversation. Yeah, that's what we need to do. This is a very prosperous, this is a what word am I looking for? That is just such a prestigious way to handle boxing issues. Nordo Zeno said, Fanon, keep up the awesome work. We watching, King. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'm out here trying, man. I'm giving it my best today. In the Devin Haney era. The people turn on Ennis quick. Just last year, he was the most feared. Well, that's what happens when you go sign with Eddie Hearn, number one. That was a dumb move. And well, I'm not gonna say it's a dumb move because he got some fight dates when PBC didn't have fight dates. But I really truly believe Jaron Ennis needs to get over back to the P, needs to get to the PBC, and needs to fight with people over there because they got sense. As long as you are sitting there swimming with you're swimming with these guys, man. You're too close to Teofimo Lopez, bro. Way too close to Teofimo Lopez. Thank you, brother, for the color in the chat, man. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. The people turn. Well, actually, man, Jaron has never really gotten a chance to grow his fan base because the leeches latched on to him. I swear to God, man, I wish Blue Blood. I wish that Jaron Ennis had never given Blue Blood any interviews, let him in his place. That dude is bad juju, bro. I'm telling you, that guy is bad juju. That's bad juju. And he's like, my friend Blue. I was like, man, you're gonna get fucked in this deal. RP is here, New Jersey. What's going on, Ray Patterson? How you feeling? Jay Anderson, start off the day with some color in the chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate y'all if y'all could keep some color in the chat today. Because man, I'm having fun on YouTube, but it's just so inundated now, man, with so many people with boxing opinions, dog. Everybody wants to be a boxing content creator, man. Hey, what do you mean by saying he's swimming too close to those guys? They're all a group of little bickering bitches. I mean, let me just say let me say what I think of Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. They're all a bunch of drama queens. Ryan Garcia is a drama queen. Teofimo Lopez is a drama queen. Devin Haney and Bill Haney is a fucking big drama queens. By being over there at Matchroom and being around Eddie Hearn and all of them people, he's just too close to them snakes. You know what I'm saying? He's just swimming too close to them. Go over to the PBC where people got some fucking sense, man. Like, will they get you some fights, get you 2-3 fights a year? They're not asking you to do a bunch of social media yapping and lip bumping and all that shit. Just, he can behave like Gervonta behaves and how Errol behaves and Jermel and Jamal. Man, those guys behave like they've got some sense, man. They act like they got sense. These guys, that whole Top Rank crew, all that Top Rank crew of the Four Kings. Matter of fact, the Four Kings minus Gervonta Davis. They flutter around like little prima donnas, man. Like Teofimo Lopez, he can fight, but he's a caricature of a fighter when he's outside the ring, Fanon, what do you think about Tio soft ass fighting Subriel Matias? I think Tio is scared. Norberto Zeno, I think that's a fight that Teofimo can win. I think Teofimo Lopez can win that fight, but then it'll be a very dangerous fight for him. Subriel Matias is a machine, man. Subriel is a machine, and he's coming at you. But Subriel ain't too tough to hit, and it just depends on how much power and whether or not Teofimo Lopez can really do something to Subriel Matias. I don't know, man. I think that's a close fight. I mean, I think Teofimo Lopez, I don't really have a lot of complaints about, yeah, exactly. Troy Hutch said 3 Stooges and 1 King. Yeah, that's what it is. It's really 3 and 1 for sure. Matias lacking defense like a mug. Yeah, man. You can't miss his face. You know what I'm saying? Hell, hey, I ain't heard from Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis says issued some type of apology, man. Keyshawn should be out there working, man, and keeping his mouth shut. That's another one of the giddy crew. Bunch of yap yaps. Jaron is ducking everyone and acting like he's a boogeyman. Turkey exposed him again. How the fuck Turkey can't fight? How does Turkey expose somebody? Turkey can't fight. Turkey can't, man. Fuck Turkey, man. Like, goddamn, fuck Turkey. I'm sorry for saying goddamn, but fuck Turkey, bro. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. I don't like that dude. Fuck that dude. But Boots is ducking everybody. He just fought Stanionis. Didn't he fight Stanionis this year? He fought Stanionis, unified titles. Now he's moving to 154, but he's ducking everybody. He's ducking garbage ass T.O., garbage ass Devin. Come on, man. No, he can't explain that, Jay Henderson. There's no explanation for that silliness. Turkey exposed him again. Why is Turkey exposing fighters, man? Fuck Turkey. What's going on? Greg Hackett in the building. What's up, man? Don't let anything I say rub off on you, Greg. Shout out to Philly, man. Look, man, it's absolutely ridiculous that people are talking about Jaron ducking anybody, okay? He sat at 147 pounds for years and years and years to get shots at the titles. He got shots at the titles. He fought his mandatories. He beat, and now he's going to 154. And as soon as he goes to 154, all those little girlies from 135 want to come up to 147. And now they're talking about, oh man, he's ducking them. Larry Newsom said Turkey and Bill, both non-fighters. Look, it's the way the treatment of Jaron Ennis is ridiculous. That number one, that's a phenomenal fighter, bro. There's no way he's scared to fight Devin Haney. Dude, Blair Cobb ain't scared about him. He said, I ain't worried about that. That's what's up, Greg. Man, I'm just saying it's completely asinine, the idea that Devin Haney don't want nothing to do with Jaron Ennis, man. Devin barely wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. Like, seriously, my confidence in Devin is so low. Like, I'm thinking that he could win this fight. Like, I'm thinking, like, this is Devin Haney. This is the great Devin Haney. This is the number. What was he like, pound for pound? Wasn't he on the pound for pound top 10 list? Wasn't T.O.? All of them do. Matter of fact, he was on there over Gervonta. Nuke the Duke, what up, man? Saying Boots is ducking anyone is a damn near a crack influence content. It's stupid. Wolf, and they call him a weight bully, and if he fight Devin and T.O., then he beats smaller guys. What sense does that make to fight them? Virgil Ortiz is saying he has a hand injury, but Boots is ducking him. Look, absolutely, positively, Boots is going to – you know why Boots? Because they can't let Boots raise up, man. I think Boots is the best – I think Boots is probably the best talent in boxing, along with Gary Russell Jr., dog. Matter of fact, Boots is the only dude I've been seeing that is put on that Gary Russell Jr. type of performance, dog. I'm looking for my guy Gary, man, to get back. I'm looking for Gary to get back in the ring. They want to stall Boots right now. Look, I'm going to tell you, Teofimo Lopez just go, man, just the whole crew go away. I just think he needs to go to the PBC. If he goes to the PBC, then he'll still get a lot of criticism, but at least we'll see him fight, man, and he'll grow his fan base, I believe, anyway. But, you know, they know their business better than I know their business. What's up, Jeffrey Brooks? Thanks to Crawford moving up, Boots will become the GOAT. Jeffrey Brooks. Man, you tripping, man. What's going on, Jeffrey, man? I ain't seen you in a while since I ain't put no Terrence Crawford. I haven't had Terrence Crawford in the title of a live stream in a while. So that's why I haven't seen Jeffrey Brooks, man. But what's up, Jeffrey? Hope you're doing well, man. Vi Ferrer said, you are right. Boots needs to get over with Al and the PBC, get active and get eyes on him. Yeah, that's how I think he needs to do. And then he needs to stay away from those girls. He really does, man. Needs to stay away from them little girlies, man. They do too much squawking, man. Way too much squawking. Gilbert Jimenez in the building said, good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning to you, Gilbert Jimenez. For now, we need Boots to fight Haney so Boots can beat the doo-doo out of him. Look, I don't want to see Devin get hurt, man. I really don't. I want to see. I'm sad that they couldn't do the Devin Ryan rematch. That would have been a very fun rematch to have. That's what should have happened. Philadelphia is the only city that gets compared to states and countries in boxing. You ain't no fucking lie, dog. You right. You ain't lying. What? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You ain't lying. Philadelphia, man. They got them hands in Philly, dog. What's up, Kamal? Predicted all of this. That's why I push back so much on the false Boots T.O. narrative. Now he's afraid of Devin the Duck Haney. Check your email. Oh, I got it. I saw it. I did a video on it. I got a video coming out on it. I checked out all the video. I checked all that stuff out, man. Yeah, I saw the interview. I was on my job yesterday, man. What's going on to Kentrell LeGroux, man? Yeah. How can I say this? They're full of the shit. Yeah, they are. Spicy High. What up, man? Black 69 Escalade. Stop being selective. What do you mean stop being selective? Why would I stop being selective? Can I get an explanation on this one, please? Stop being selective. What can you finish the sentence for me so I know what you mean? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Stop being selective. Because I'm gonna be selective. I mean, I don't know what you want me to stop being selective about, but no, I'm gonna be selective for sure. You know what I mean? I have the same standards for everybody. I don't call people ducks left, right, front, and center. I don't do it. I'm not big on that. Oh my God. Yeah. That shit is crazy though. That Bud was put as the number one contender in the mandatory position for the WBO 2 weight classes above where he didn't even hold a belt. The WBO bent over for Bud so fucking serious, dog, that they're going to strip Canelo if Canelo doesn't go through with the fight, and they're going to name Bud the champion at 168. What the fuck are you on, WBO? So patently, bro. Patently. Hold on one second. Yeah, that's what you call corruption right there. That's what you call political corruption. There is no, I sent him, man. I saw him. I saw him. Come on. No, you just sent 3 more. Yes, I saw him. I knew about that last time. That's ridiculous. WBO ordered, and they ordered Morrell and Callum Smith. Yeah, I saw that. Morrell and Callum Smith for the 175, at 175. Yeah, I saw that. No, how would you, what has Terrence Crawford done to be the number one contender at 168 pounds? At 168 pounds, he's never fought in the division. That the WBO bending over for Terrence Crawford is one of the craziest shit that I see in boxing. They wasted all that time, and he never did anything. He never did anything with that WBO, all that shit he held up. You remember when he was trying to hold up for the WBO to get to fight for the WBO, and Tim Tszyu wouldn't let that, just screwing shit up just to screw shit up. And then he winds up having one fight at 154, but for the IBF. He hasn't fought in over a year, so that definitely looks crazy. Yeah, it's terrible. But, that's what they do. Turkey, hey, man. Anyway, that's what you guys say you want. That's what you guys say you want. And then the funny thing is, dog, Bud's he's not going to campaign in that weight division. It's a worthless ranking. You're going to have him at the number one. You're going to put him in the number one position for the WBO over guys that actually fight in the division. He's not going to fight again after that. That Bud Canelo fight is going to be terrible if it even happens. Oh, this is what it looks like to me. For them to make that move tells me they're trying to force Canelo into the fight. Because they didn't they mandate the fight? Didn't they order Canelo to fight him? That's crazy, bro. The WBO, I'm done with you, Black 69 Escalade, bro. I'm done with that dumb shit. Go away, Blue Blood. Go away. Once I hear that same stupid argument, bro, that he needs to call people out, that's that stupid shit Blue Blood says. That you need to call people out. You don't need to be so silent. You need to call people out. You're just trying to get him to give you a video title so you can make some money off his back. No, he doesn't have to sit there and duck him. He doesn't have to do any of that shit. None of that dumb shit you're talking about, Blue Blood. He doesn't need to do that. Okay? And the reason I'm calling you that is because that's the dumb shit he says. That he needs to be more vocal. He needs to call people out. No, you're just trying to make him make a sideshow. Why does he need to make a sideshow for you? All he needs to do is train. He has a manager. The manager can negotiate the fight that he's going to have, and then those guys can fight. And then when they fight, the announcement for the fight can be made, and then everybody can buy tickets to the fight and be happy about the fight. Not everybody has to sit there and call each other out, 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 call each other out. So you can make he called somebody out videos. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to like continually gas the same pump and just have them say, what the fuck is a call out? Exactly. He needs to, man, that's the same shit that nigga said to me years ago about Errol needs to call people out. Errol needs to call, he needs to call, he's not calling Terrence Crawford out. Like, well, Terrence ain't calling nobody out. Well, Terrence doesn't call people out. Terrence doesn't call people. Like, man, get the fuck on, man. Who is Pitbull fighting next? Seems as if he's on every card. I don't know, but I know he's going to fight somebody. Because that dude definitely does not sit on his, he does not sit on his, just sit there and not do nothing. But what is a call out? A call out is an opportunity for a YouTube content creator to make a video and to drive a bunch of conversation. So that's why Devin is always calling people out. So you can always have conversations because I called you out. So and if you don't fight right away, that means you're ducking. It's a media game they want to play. You know, so you know what I mean? That's how many videos. Oh, he called him out. Then the fight didn't happen. That's because he ducked. Because as soon as there's a call out, then if the fight doesn't happen, there's always a duck. It's ridiculous, bro. It's an opportunity to call somebody a duck. That's clown talk. It is. It's one of the ways that Bill Haney and Devin Haney and that crew of people set people up and frame people for ducks by making you call people out. I can call anybody out. You know what I mean? Who cares about a call out? Well, call outs are good for the media, good for the press. You see, the Coley man said, "You wild, but speaking facts." I mean, I'm telling you the truth. What else does it do, the Cole man? What else does a call out do? But I give you an opportunity to call somebody a duck. I called him out. He didn't take the fight. He's ducking me. I'm the bad guy. I win. That's Devin Haney's way of winning fights without ever getting into the ring. By calling somebody out, claiming that there was a negotiation for the fight, and that person backed out of negotiations for the fight because they were too scared, they didn't want to lose. You know? That shit. Anyway, yeah. That's what all of that. That's what all of that stuff is about, man. That's what it's all about. But let me saying 147 has weak champions right now, and he can beat them all. If they offer him a fight at the right pace for a title, he'll go back to 147 for the fight. It gets people thinking and talking, could turn more eyes to the. No, it's obnoxious. Look, I'm not going to defend this shit. It gets people talking, and people talking could turn into more eyes on a fight if it gets made. You know what it'll also do? It'll also get a lot of people frustrated if the fight doesn't get made. It'll also get people sick to death of the sport if you keep trying to act like you're going to make fights that are never going to get made. No, it's never good to live and con people by call-outs when you have no intention whatsoever of fighting. That's just lying and misleading people. It could get more eyes if the fight takes place, but the fight's not going to take place because they never had any interest in making the fight. How can they pull more eyes to a fight that never gets made? I mean, I could analyze what you said in a lot of different ways, man, and a lot of it just that's just misleading people. Devin is not trying to fight Teofimo, is not trying to fight Jaron Ennis. He'll get killed. And that's the truth of the matter. I believe Fundora in Boots is 1 and 2 and 154. Sebastian Fundora is the top 154 pounder, in my opinion. Boots has not gotten there yet, but man, I'm telling you, I don't see. I have a hard time seeing Boots beating Sebastian Fundora. That's so hard for me to see that, man. Like, I know because the size difference between the two of those guys is so heavy, man. He would have to be able to slip shot. His defense getting in would be crazy. Why do you want to keep hearing these fake ass call outs? Just complain about them. Why do you want to keep hearing these fake ass call outs just to complain about them later? Because it gets views on your channel, bro. Cal Coolidge said, facts, Martin. Call outs has turned boxing into a Tubi reality show. It has, man. It's a bunch of dumb shit. And the thing is, when it started happening, like, you know, and just like in an organic way, but then the mainstream media takes everything we do and they try to capitalize on it, man. Like, shout out to my guy in the super thanks from yesterday, big homie Mel 360 with the big $2 holler over there. Call outs. We're talking about call outs, not an actual match, but call outs. Allen Iverson, absolutely. Let me put this link in the chat, man. Oh, yeah. My bad. The number one guy at 154 is Jermell Charlo. You are 100% right. I skipped over Jermell Charlo. But the reason I skipped over Jermell Charlo is because Jermell Charlo is inactive. But you know why Jermell Charlo is inactive? Because Jermell Charlo gets paid in real money. By the PBC, he gets paid in real money. And that Canelo money was real long. So he can let his mind and his body rest. Yeah, I'm missing all these PBC fighters, man. No joke, man. I am missing the entire stable of the PBC, man. Really am. Jermell, but the whole thing, I'm still saying Tim Tszyu is just such an awkward creature, man. He's such an awkward creature. If I was like I want him to move up to 160 just so I don't have to see him beat everybody up in 154. It is such an awkward guy to see fight, man. And the way he's beating up on Tim Tszyu, it's getting worse with that guy because he's keeping people at the end of his punches. But he can get hit, though, that's for sure. But the game plan for that big boy, I don't know what you do. It's got to be going to the body. You got to go to the body, but you got to be able to slip that jab and get inside that jab. VA Bella Beauties, what's going on? Man. Oh, shout out to Arena, who's still mad at me and never speaks to me. What's up, Arena? Yeah, it's just, it's hard for me to see, man. It's just hard for me to see anybody beating Sebastian Fundora with that size and that reach. You know, that size and that reach is something serious at that height. Now, if he was a heavyweight, I'd say okay, because somebody can carry enough power at that weight class to crack that dome. Why? I don't know why Arena said that I was not responding to her comments, and she got mad at me because I wasn't responding at her comments. So now she doesn't talk to me in the comment section. And I'm trying to get her to say hi to me, but you know, I don't know. I made a couple people mad. I think I might have made Queen Vaughn mad. I haven't seen Queen Vaughn in forever. I sent Queen Vaughn a Instagram message like, where you go? And I didn't get a response to that either. I was like, okay, maybe I just did something I didn't know about, man. Almost made $1,600 on $40 for a 12-round decision for Fundora. Tim let me down. Hey, man. Yeah, you missed that. Yeah, you missed that. Tim, ooh. Hey, Fanon, who do you think is good for Mel right now at 154? Keith Vendora, or I want to see him fight Keith Thurman. I want to see Jermell fight Keith Thurman. I would love to see him fight Virgil. I'm telling you, Sebastian Vendora, bro. What? What the? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Fanon, you tripping. Watch what happens when Fundora fights an elite black fighter. Hey, man. Okay, let's see. He fought Erickson Lubin. He beat up Lubin. We'll see. We'll see. Boots and Charlo. I'm just saying, man, it's hard for me to see, bro. It's just hard for me to see. But hey, what does this shit mean? Se habla de Mayweather, de Gervonta, de la revancha con Barrios, pero what the hell does this mean? Hey, can somebody tell me what this means? Hey, somebody speaking Spanish. Can you see this? I need to know what this means. Give me 1 second. Hey, I have to concede. Devin is the most avoided fighter in history. Roberto Duran left the lightweight division 40 years early because he knew Devin Haney would come to take over. For sure, you know that. I need to do Google Translate. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I got to get this news report in Spanish. One more second. Play patience. Oh, there's talk of Mayweather, Gervonta, and a rematch with Barrios, but it seems like the most realistic option for Pacquiao today could be Rolly Romero. Okay, dope. Rolly may get the Mayweather. Damn. Rolly gonna fight Pac. They say. All right, I'm better. Say I'm sorry. I'm English first, then English bilingual. Okay, we back. Haney fought. Where was I at? Let me put a link in the chat. I think we've been here half an hour. No one wants to fight Devin. Devin, call Bill. He's gonna want to play that B-side game. Look, man. Oh, you didn't miss any. CEO Manny Pacquiao was saying that they want Tank or Rolly if no rematch with Mario Barrios. Okay, thank you, man. Rolly might get the fight. You said Rolly might get the fight with fight Pac. Yeah. Looks like Rolly might get that fight. That's dope. I like that. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. For sure. Anyway, let me get back off to this. I want to get back off to this whole Jaron Ennis thing. We got to support black fighters in a real way, man. Like it's so funny to have seen all of these pro-black channels turn out to be anything but that. A whole bunch of pro-black channels that turned out to be anything but that. All they wound up being is just, all they are is manipulators of black people for the purposes of being influencers. He said, another title shot for Pac-Man. Incredible. Hey, man. Hey, Manny deserves that shot at that title, man. He deserves, and Rolly, he can probably beat Rolly. As long as his ass don't get caught by Rolly. But he looks like he may be able to do something with Rolly, man. I like that. And then then Barrios, and yeah, they can do all of that. I like that. I don't mind it, man. I want to see those fights, man. I like the PBC fight cards. I like that crew of fighters they got over there. Pro green channels, whoever pays them to spin the narrative. That's what they are. That's what they became. But that's what they've always been. Look at Al Sharpton. Seriously, look at Al Sharpton sitting up there on MSN, up on MSNBC, the biggest Uncle Tom on planet Earth. The biggest Uncle Tom on planet Earth, Al Sharpton. Who would have known that Al Sharpton was going to be that dude? And that is exactly what he is. I just want black fighters like Devin, Haney to be accounted for their actions and their statements. Pac-Man is messing shit up at 147. Hey, man. Yeah, he is. But it's not a very deep division because Jaron Ennis left and Arrow left and Sean Porter is gone and Danny Garcia is gone and all of the fighters left. There's no fighters left there. So what are they supposed to do, you know? Didn't Haney call Sean Porter a coon yesterday? Did he? Haney called? Hold on. And a big ass rat. Oh, who you talking about? Al Sharpton? Let me tell you, hey, did I tell you my Al Sharpton story? This dude tried to grandstand on me and take a pic. All right. So look, bro, I'm kind of a big deal. Okay. Let me put it in this context. In a certain way, I'm a very, very big deal. So to take a picture with me is a big deal in certain settings, right? So this fool positions himself in a way where people take pictures with me walking right behind him like I was a member of his crew or something. And then called him a coon on Twitter X. Called, oh, because he said the way he dressed. Man, I don't think, he's, hey, man, he does dress like a leprechaun. I will say that. Yeah, but if they giving him the fights, how are they going to get these chances to unify? Man, they can unify with Manny. They got to make that money, bro. They got to make that money, bro. They got to make that. Hey, Jameson, thank you so much for your support, bro. For real, for real. Thank you, man. Means a lot. Yeah, I agree with that. Trilogies are better than one and dones. If they run them fast enough. Didn't Sean Porter introduce Devin Haney to Victor Conti? I don't know. Probably not. Oh, okay. They talking about Devin retweeting Sean Porter saying something about Snack and called Sean a coon in a tweet. Man, let me tell you who don't got no right to call nobody no coon, man. Okay? Devin, you be shuffling them feet, bro. Come on now. Devin ain't no shuffler. But a coon, I don't know. What do you call somebody that's just shady as shit? Man, he may not be a coon, but he's shady as shit. Come on, what's up? Yes, I did. I saw I saw Sean Porter's comments about Haney and Norman. Yeah, that Sean Porter said that he doesn't think that Devin Haney wants that fight. He said he doesn't think he wants that fight. Same thing I said. And Sean Porter's like, I'm not saying that he can't win the fight, but I'm saying that it doesn't look like he wants the fight. Trifling? What is trifling? You'd call him a shiftless nigga. That's, oh, okay, yeah, he's shiftless. There you go. That's a shiftless nigga. Agreed. Yes, that's a shiftless nigga. That's a shiftless nigga. He ain't lazy, though, but he is shiftless. There you go. Royal Ace. See you later, buddy. You know what? Hold on, come on, 1 second. Hey, Royal Ace. How much time and energy did you spend making that ghost account to get blocked like that fast? Just to answer your question, Gervonta Davis has a hearing on July 29th. What's up, y'all? What's going on, Kamal? What's going on, King of Hate?
Hey, before we begin, I need a 10 count for the international icon departed this world too soon. Yet another early death to the man, the myth, the legend, Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he got aboard that crazy train yesterday. Man, like, I'm surprised at it.
You're surprised at what?
To hear that he passed yesterday. Like he just did like a show like last week or the week before. I mean, like he did say it was gonna be his last one, but like it's like, did he know that he was gonna be gone soon, or he just waiting for it to be his last one?
That's right. He did make that announcement that he was no longer going to tour live. He had performed his last live one, man. K Quee said, I'm surprised Ozzy lived that long. You know, got dog. That man was drinking, smoking, doing all kind of shit.
Eating bat heads.
Oh, and also we got to do something for Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace.
Died?
Yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner died. Yes, the day before yesterday. Yesterday or the day before yesterday.
It was the day before yesterday. He was in Costa Rica. He got caught up in the riptides out there in Costa Rica when he was swimming.
Damn, I got caught up in a riptide in Nicaragua, almost died. Thank God I was in good shape. I was in one of the most dangerous beaches in the world. If I wasn't in such good shape, I would have drowned for sure. Those riptides down in Central America are no joke. So let's get the gong, Fanon. Did you get the gong yet, Fanon?
No, I have not gotten the gong. The gong will be ordered. Matter of fact, I got to order a gong today.
Yeah, please. We got to get that gong back for the 10 counts.
All right, gong. Order gong. I will do it now.
So we got two very important people. We got Corey Adams, Ole Miss defensive lineman, killed in a senseless shooting in Memphis over the weekend. 18-year-old true freshman defensive lineman. So let's, Fanon, if you want to lead us in the remembrance of these three lives in silence.
Yeah, let's just bow your head and count to 10 because that's the best we got. Rest in peace.
And Fanon's got the gong on the way, so it's going to be here in a week.
We'll get it done.
We'll get it done.
This damn gong. Go ahead. So what's on your mind, man?
You see why I was pushing back so vociferously on the Boots and T.O. thing? Because I knew that it was going to go to Haney.
What vociferously means.
You know what vociferously means? It means aggressively countering it.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. I got it from the context, but I've never used that word before. Vociferously. I've never used it. I got it from context, though.
I'm surprised, Fanon. If you don't know a word, that means that no one knows it. Because especially
vociferously.
How did I know a word that you didn't know, Fanon? I mean, you're educated. You're a Harvard man. So you're a Howard and a Harvard man. So how did I get that?
You a bright guy, man. You got me. Okay, cool. I got one.
The
We got
one
a
the one
small
instance I
room.
have on Fanon, the one word that he doesn't know that I know. But yeah, that's why I was pushing back so much on this Tio thing, because I knew that the Haneyacks and the Haneys would come out, and the narrative would shift to Boots is somehow ducking Devin Haney. And it's just ridiculous, this narrative. And again, here's yet another black fighter that these content creators that are affiliated with the Haneys and the Haneys are tearing down in the hopes they don't want to bring up Devin with his accomplishments. They got to tear down other fighters to up Devin the Duck Haney. And they're quiet as a church mouse about Devin ducking Sandor Martin. And I've confronted, a couple of them on it. And they try to rationalize, oh, money, money, this and that. No, he ducked Sandor Martin. That's a duck. That's a pure duck. But now Boots is afraid of a guy who's running away from a corpse from The Walking Dead, a guy who was never that good, but who is punch drunk, and he's lying about sending that guy to the hospital. That's the guy that Boots is afraid of? You motherfuckers are classless, just like your boy Turkey, trying to sully another black fighter's reputation. And that is why I counter so much on the Boots and Tio thing, because I knew it was going to come to Devin, and somehow Boots is ducking and afraid of Devin the Duck Haney, who actually gave up his title because he was afraid of his mandatory Sandor Martin. That's a real duck.
They're amazing with that shit.
Another black fighter, Fanon.
Yeah, you talking about
Listen,
Jaron.
Another black fighter they're disrespecting to try to up their guy. And then they want to play the race card. It doesn't work that way. Your black card has been rejected. It is overdrawn. You have libeled, slandered, sullied the reputation, or tried to, of numerous black fighters. You do not get to play the race card anymore. Your deposit, your purchase has been rejected. No one with a straight face and who's not on fentanyl believes that Boots would somehow duck Devin Haney, who has PTSD and was running away from a corpse in Jose Ramirez, and who Robert Garcia caught in a lie and exposed Bill Haney for saying that Jose Ramirez had to go to the hospital. You Haneyacks don't want to talk about that, how Robert Garcia exposed your boy. Nobody fucking believes you anymore. Stop
yeah, there's
slandering
something.
these black fighters.
Okay, come on. There's something important you said that I wanted to touch. Well, two things actually. The first is, Devin got that PTSD. He does. That's that post-tank sparring disorder. Because ever since that tape came out, things ain't been good for him. Ever since Ryan Garcia put out that footage of him taking them punches from Tank. So that's that.
Post-take sparring disorder. I gotta
Yep,
steal that, bro.
that's what that is. And then the other thing, like you brought up about Devin Duck and Sandor Martin, but his fans want to say no, it was the pay. See, that's very important because that's why people don't want to fight Devin. They know it's going to be a low payday, no matter how much Bill want to try to say, oh, Devin will be his biggest payday. Nah, they know it's not going to be. And then on top of that, they don't want to be, they don't want to have that stigma on the name for being in a boring fight because it don't matter whose fault it is. It takes two people in the boxing ring, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you was in that boring fight with Devin Haney. We don't want to watch your ass." And then on top of that, their market value decreasing. So, and a lawsuit if they happen to hit him too hard. So that's the thing.
Oh, let's not forget about it. If you hit them hard, you're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
All
So
this shit.
they gotta think about all that. People ain't ducking Devin for real. They're just looking at the circumstances.
Hold on one second. B, rest in peace to Brian Norman's mother.
Damn. For real?
That's what Victor's saying. R.I.P. to Brian Norman's mother. Man, I certainly hope that's not true. And if it is, man, my condolences go out to the Norman's family. Let me check that
Damn.
out. Go ahead though. Let me just see if that's what happened. Man, that's terrible. But hey, go ahead. I'm sorry. I mean to break that up.
And all good. But yeah, man, shoot, them situations with Devin, that's real stuff that people got to think about, not just the fighters, but the promoters too. Because, think about it.
I'll be back in like
People
5 minutes, okay?
All right, for sure. Yeah, because people was thinking that by now we'd see Edwin De Los Santos come back, and of course he had the medical issues to deal with, but still, there ain't really no one clamoring for a fight like where they want him up in there. And then they got Jose Ramirez. He's not going to go nowhere now after what we just seen from him. And then we got oh shoot, even Artem Haratunian. See, they did not fight Devin, but they were in fights that people call boring. And some of them in fights where they set record lows for the number of punches in those fights. So when it's like that, like you don't want that hanging over your head. And no promoter wants that hanging over their fighter's head because then that makes it hard for them to promote their fighter. And the only way around that, or the only way they don't have to worry about that, is with what Toku's talking about right now, with no pay-per-views. But even then, you still got to worry about the live gate and people actually wanting to come to the fight. So they can't put those guys in a place to headline, even if they might have been headliners once before. They're not going to get up there now. That's the harsh reality of it because they don't realize that it's not just them. Yeah, they're going to win however they want to win, but if they ain't got nobody backing them, they can only do that for so long. And that's the position that Devin's in right now. Like, if he come out and look bad in this fight, if he come out because he's doing the same thing he did with Ryan Garcia. He's saying that, oh, this is the first time I'm fighting somebody younger than me, and I want to show he's not on my level. I'm levels above him. He can't do what I do. He's never been here before. And he's talking about like, yeah, I'm gonna show him that he don't even deserve to be in the ring with me. And he, before the Jin Sasaki fight, he was saying that Brian Norman is ass. So I'm just like, okay, we seen what happened whenever you did this with Ryan Garcia, called him a C-level fighter, and then he had your ass looking like he was D and F because it was like, the fuck was you doing up in that ring? That's what he had you looking like, Devin. And now you want to do the same thing with Brian Norman Jr. When Brian Norman Jr. whooping, what they're gonna say? Because Devin been calling Brian Norman ass. So we gonna say Devin got shit on? Is that what we're gonna say? Or we're gonna say Devin is worse than ass? Or maybe Devin ain't at that level he thought he was? Because that's the same way he's talking right now. I don't know where he got all this confidence from, talking about all this shit.
It
But
won't
yeah,
be
man,
it
like,
won't be the first time we say Devin has shit on him because Ryan had him tooting all over the ring, pooping
yeah,
all over
exactly.
himself. So that
I
won't be
don't
the
know.
first time we've seen Haney with shit on him.
I know, and they want to say, yeah, Devin undefeated. I never seen no undefeated fighter and that literally got the shit punched out of. Never ever in my life. Because
Hey,
that's something.
they just confirmed that Brian Norman's mother died yesterday, stage 4 breast.
Damn.
So let's a moment of silence for Brian Norman's mother. Rest in peace. And Jameson Childress, big time in the Cash App, said, I forgot to mention Moses didn't part the Red Sea to free the Israelites. It's because Pharaoh tried to make him fight Devin Haney and Moses ducked.
Jameson is on fire today.
That's funny shit.
The Roberto
Go ahead.
Duran comment and now this.
Yeah, that's just good shit. Go ahead, though. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to y'all, man. Y'all.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, man. Like this situation right now, man. I see it's things like this. See, I don't normally wish harm on people, but it's like one of them things where I hope, like in the fight, Devin tried to run away too fast and then he accidentally rolled his ankle because he wearing them socks in the ring again. You know what I mean? So he tried to shift out the way of them punch, roll his ankle, and then Brian Norman clips him for like the most beautiful uppercut we've never seen. And that's it. And the career of Devin Haney is done. And we never had to see him in the ring again. Shoot, maybe after that, Devin could be a ring card boy for Turkey. That's what he. Yeah.
Did you say he could be a ring card boy for Turkey?
I mean, should he already act like he won anyway? So what's the matter if he goes?
I think, man, I'm actually worried that Devin's gonna win that fight. I just had to.
Have a good one, James.
I don't know. Like the only way I could see him winning is like he has to be perfect. Like he has to hope that Brian Norman Jr.'s movement is no better than what we saw from Ramirez. Like for real.
Got stuck.
If Like even if his feet is the same speed, like if Brian Norman Jr. knows how to cut the ring off, that's all it comes down to for real, for real. If you can cut the ring off on Devin, then you can beat him. Like that's it because he doesn't have the defense to close range. Like all the stuff they've been saying about him having defense, his great jab, all this and that, it relies on distance so that he's not close enough to ever be hit, and he doesn't ever have to fight his way out of a bad situation. But we've seen what happened with that. I told y'all back when they had that Lomachenko one going.
I worry about something happened, malfeasance being directed at Brian Norman Jr. I don't know if you remember that we talked about that incident where one of Bill Haney's goons attacked Brian Norman
I know, but
Jr.
thank you though.
and potential contamination. Remember when Bernard Hopkins touched Tank and Tank was about to swing on Bernard Hopkins and people were like, why did you almost swing on B Hop? He said, because he could have contaminated me and having me test positive. Do y'all remember that?
Exactly. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah, I remember that.
So
And
that's what I worry about with Brian Norman Jr. I worry about Victor Conti. With Victor Conti, that snake, who I don't know if you listened to that Porter Way podcast, Phenom, the first 20 minutes where Sean Porter, he was really detailed in talking about how Haney and Bill and Devin were looking for a way out of this fight. He didn't think it would actually happen. And he knew that the drug testing was just the latest desperate Hail Mary move by this crew, this gaslighting crew to try to get out of the Norman fight. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the first
Yeah,
20
I saw
minutes,
it. I did.
because Sean was really directed. He talked about the pure conflict of interest between Victor Conti and Vada. And so the Haniacs won't like Sean Porter. They're going to go after Sean Porter. So I know, Fanon, if you do a video on that, Sean gave some great material the first 20 minutes of that Porter Way podcast. But you know what? With this whole thing, I worry about something we happen that like similar to what happened with Arrow, where his eyes are glazed over going into the fight, and then as I'm watching them come into the arena, I look at Arrow and I see something's up with Arrow because I didn't even know about the ribs issue in the sparring, but I saw his eyes that were glazed over. I worry about something like that where there's some kind of just some kind of direct contamination affecting Brian Norman Jr.'s performance because Devin does have to be perfect for 36 minutes. He has to be perfect. And, I don't think that he can be perfect for 36 minutes. And I don't think he can win off of clinching for 1.5 minutes in the round and then
I'll
just
do
kind
you
of
one
running
better.
away the rest. I don't think he's going to win that way.
I'll do you one better. I know he can. So look what happened in the first 30 seconds with Ryan Garcia. The first 30 seconds with Ryan Garcia. We talk about him being perfect for 36 minutes. Nah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because like think about it. In the last 20 years, we've seen Floyd Mayweather. Even Floyd Mayweather, who we could say has one of the best defenses in boxing, wasn't perfect for full rounds. He was still getting touched up. And we got somebody who's delusional and thinks that they on that level going into a fight with somebody dangerous. Like that's another thing that people underrate Floyd on. Like Floyd was tough. Even guys that you thought that could bully him, like Maidana, or people who look bigger than him, like they wasn't really able to bully him and push him around. He was able to stand his ground against them and work in the clinch and keep them from really asserting dominance on him. Like Floyd's inside game working in the clinch was underrated.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
deep, so like Devin right now, the fact that man, Brian Norman Jr. got that country strength. That country strength is like old man strength, except for people who's still in their prime. Like that. That's the thing that's crazy about it. Like so Brian Norman Jr. right now got country strength, and then when he get later on in his career, he gonna have old man strength added on to that. It's gonna be compounded like interest, man. Like that. Like right now though, like Devin can't keep up with that because Devin is not a physically tough dude. He don't work in the clinch. And then on top of that, like Devin can't afford to have the same thing happening to him where he gets because like he does too many things where he leave himself open. Like when he
Hmm.
come in with the body jab, he'll do this weird thing, and he'll be right up against the person, and to avoid the clinch, he'll like shove off with both hands out there straight, kind of the same way it was when Ryan Garcia would catch him with something. And he's moving back. He got both hands out there straight, like he's saying, like keep away. And he's leaving his face and body completely exposed. he can't afford to have a situation like that with Brian Norman because like getting hit in that type of situation is going to be the same thing. On top of that, when he gets hit, he always goes straight back. He don't duck out to the side. He don't try to clinch and spin. He don't do nothing. Like if he gets touched with a clean shot, he's moving back, and it don't even matter how hard the punch like that. That's the problem for him. He don't shift angles like that. He's good when everything's going his way and he's not getting touched. He's able to move around like he did with Ramirez. But as soon as he get clipped, then it's like he forget everything because he's not able to operate under pressure. Which goes back to something I was saying a few weeks ago when somebody had asked about sparring. It's like yeah, you got to be comfortable in every situation. And if you're only comfortable in certain situations, then when you get into those ones you didn't work on in the gym or in sparring, then that's going to be a problem for you because you're going to have to try to learn on the job how to do it, and then everything's on the line. Or you'll be panicking trying to get back to where you was before. It's kind of like drowning basically. But you fine, just swimming and swimming. And let's say a wave come on and you panic, and then like everything that you learned about that situation go out the window because you never been in a spot to practice it. And that's the problem. Like Devin just, he does spar for sparring. He don't work on shit. And that's the other problem with having Bill as his trainer because Bill can tell him, hey, do this, do that, do it, do this, do that in training. But it don't matter for him doing that if you don't explain the reason why he's doing it in certain places and why it works and how to apply it. You're just doing it to do it. That's the problem right there for Devin. I feel like he's gonna get touched with a shot that he don't like, and then he's gonna revert back to what's most comfortable for him, and that's backing up in a straight line with his hands out like them people in the serial killer movies. Like, no, don't come closer, don't
You talking
come
about that? You talking
closer.
about that move?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, they out there holding their hands
That's a
out
good way
while they're
to.
still getting stabbed.
That's a good
and
ass way to get clocked. That's a good way to get clocked.
you
I've just
have
seen it
like
happen.
in those scary movies, you have eight characters. Two of them are black, and the six white people are like, "Let's go together and run away," and the two black people are like, "Let's separate and run away from the killer." And then who's the first person that dies? The two black dudes,
Yeah, because
because
they
they're
don't
like,
because
"Let's separate," and the killer
because
goes
they have to
after
get
them
the ones that got
first.
the common sense. Because hey, 'cause in them horror movies, there's always some stuff that black people wouldn't do in real life. It's like, hey, y'all know that this house over here, it had like 15 people get murdered, and let's go have a party in that house. It's like the black people be like, I don't know about that shit, but like, because we have a good, I don't know about that shit kind of sixth sense going on. But these other people, they be ignoring that. They run straight into the fire. You see, Devin, he didn't get that sixth sense. That's why he keep on finding himself in situations where he about to run into the fire. That's it. Like I don't see this fight going well for him if he get touched in any type of way. It doesn't matter if it's a body shot. It don't matter if it's a headshot because you could tell Brian Norman got heavy hands. Like he's one of them dudes because like I was saying after this because I'm about to run to a meeting. But like this is the thing I was saying about Williams Zepeda and Shakur, like you could tell there's different types of power in boxing and knockouts that come from different ways. So you got the people who's able to break you down. And Rolly Romero said it best. If you got to hit somebody 100 times around to knock them out, you don't got real power. And that's it. It's like breaking them down like with a hammer and chisel. Then you got some people where it's like they're throwing a brick at you. And then you got other people where it's like,
That's
they
me.
they yep,
That's me. I got them brick. I'm no joke, bro. I hit you. That's just a brick. I got a brick hand for real.
yep. And they got the
Yeah.
brick hand, then they got the people who throw bombs at you, where it's not gonna matter where they hit you at. Like you're gonna feel that, and it's gonna be you. So like with with or timing, timing is another one. So they got like brick and bomb could kind of be the same, but timing, that's like a sniper, right? You got to hit them at the right spot at the right time. So that's like the three different ways that knockouts come. And Brian Norman Jr., you could tell like he got the bricks. Tank, he got the brick, but he got, I think, a little bit more of the sniper in him because he knows where to hit. Like you seen the way that he set Frank Martin up, and then the last shot he used to finish him, like when he was sitting there defenseless on the ropes, like that was brutal. I mean, he hit him right on the temple with that last straight that had dropped him. Like he was defenseless, slumped on the ropes, hands down, and Tank just loaded up, bam, right there. That was it, and put him down. And you could see like it didn't really look like it was too much effort. But that's the thing, like they got these different types of knockouts. And Brian Norman coming to Devin Haney with a brick, like or even a sledgehammer, if you would, like getting hit with a sledgehammer or a brick at any part of your body, you're gonna feel that, and that's what it's gonna be like for Devin. So even if he putting his hands up to try to defend himself, should his arms is gonna be hurting, and it's also gonna be hurting wherever his arms is pressing up against his body trying to defend against that shit. Like he's gonna be feeling like the punches everywhere. So that's the thing for me where it's like, yeah, I don't see him doing well if he's not able to stay away. And if Brian Norman knows anything about cutting off the ring, that's it for Devin. And even if he can't cut the ring off, if he athletic enough to keep up with him, because it's not like Devin has the greatest movement. He just moves. He doesn't really move with purpose other than to stay away. So
That's
looking
true.
at those things, it's like a whole lot different from the movement we see from Floyd Mayweather or Rigondeaux, where they're like, okay, I'm going to move this specific way at this time to catch you in this position. But Devin just playing keep away, and you can't keep running forever. He's gonna need
It's gonna
somebody to start massaging his legs like Pacquiao did.
it's gonna be like we're speaking of horror movies. It's gonna be a combination. Y'all ever seen Jason Goes to Brooklyn? Remember that black boxer who tried to who was
Oh, yep,
punching on Jason?
on the roof, the
Yeah,
uppercutting his head off.
yeah. That's what it's gonna be like. Devin may get some shots in, and Brian Norman's gonna take him, and it's gonna be like Mortal Kombat fatality. Unless, like I say,
Shit.
there's gonna be some, unless there's some nefarious actions behind the scene. Because Victor Conti was oddly specific when he talked about somebody, and no one has ever said this before. He was oddly specific when he said, even if Ryan's toothpaste got spiked by someone going into his hotel room when he wasn't there. I was like, well, who thinks about Ryan Garcia or anybody's toothpaste getting spiked? That's like some CIA shit. So it's
Cheater.
like if there's some real bad actions going on behind the scenes, with all the shit that's been talked, or if this guy is framed for as being a drug cheat when we know he's not, if he's spiked, then that's the way I think Devin wins, because Vladimir Klitschko had the jaw, the chin that Devin Haney has. And how did he win? He was so much bigger when he finally was able to use his height like Emmanuel Stewart taught him. He kept people away by leaning on them because he was so much bigger than they were to take away from that. Devin can't do that to Brian Norman Jr. Even though the narrative was when they first met, Bill and Devin were like, "Oh, Brian Norman Jr. is small. I'm so much bigger than him." Now he's a drug cheat that you've got to change the terms of the contract to test. Which one is it? Are you much bigger than him? He doesn't look anything like you, and then now it's like he's a drug cheat. We got to drug test him. Which one is
And
it?
this,
These guys are completely incoherent. So this Devin is not LL Cool J in Halloween H2O, the only black man to survive a horror movie. He's
oh,
not
Busta Rhymes
no
too.
LL Cool
Busta
J
Rhymes
in
too.
Halloween H2O.
I remember Busta Rhymes survived one too. I forget which
Yep,
one it was.
Buster Rhymes
I think it was
survived. Yep.
it was a Mike Myers, I think the second one. But yeah, I'll say this: the funny thing about Devin saying that is this. At that first press conference, he's like, "Oh, it don't matter how big and strong you are, muscles don't win fights. So no matter how big and strong you are, I'm gonna come out on top." But now you're worried about drug testing. Now you got to say, "Oh, he's too man. Come on, make up your mind." For that, I'm out now though. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I should be listening in.
All right, bro. Get back with you, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
sir. All right. You got
Right.
anything else? Come on.
Yeah, I got a couple things. We're gonna see if your boy Turkey is full of shit again. Turkey blocked David Benavidez versus Callum Smith. He's been trying to sideline David Benavidez behind the scenes. Same thing he's trying to do with Tank. If we don't get Morrell versus Callum Smith next, you Turkey lovers, I mean, I
I
don't know
thought
what
they
he's gonna
just
have to do with you.
didn't they just order that fight with David Morrell and
Yeah.
somebody?
I sent you the order. I sent you the
Yeah,
link
with
from the WBO. They ordered for the interim title, they ordered David Morrell Jr. versus Callum Smith.
Kevin Smith.
If that fight doesn't happen for whatever reason, it is 100% on Turkey Al because Turkey blocked. We know this. We know that it was confirmed from all sides that Turkey blocked David Benavidez versus Callum Smith because that was ordered. That was supposed to happen. Actually, that was supposed to happen twice because at 168, David Benavidez was ordered by the WBC to fight Callum Smith. Then Callum Smith ducked David Benavidez, and Canelo fought Callum Smith right afterwards. So Callum Smith has ducked David Benavidez now twice. So if Callum Smith weasels his way out of the David Morrell Jr. fight, we know who's behind that move. it's Turkey. That is a good fight to make. There's no reason why it shouldn't happen. David Morrell, again, you Haneyacks, you say you can't beat somebody who's tested positive for drugs. David Morrell beat a Chechnyan, a Russian dude who was high as a kite, who had been proven to be juiced up to the gills. He was a Bane, and they still let this guy fight Fanon, and David Morrell Jr. beat him. Same
Man.
way Oscar beat Fernando Vargas when Fernando Vargas was on steroids. So don't tell me, Haneyacks, that you can't beat somebody on PEDs. We just saw Frank Martin do it with Little Ali, Michelle Rivera. So don't tell me about that. So the WBO, which is very corrupt, they've been known to strip PBC fighters prematurely, let top-ranked fighters go years like Teofimo Lopez without fighting a mandatory. They did one good thing in naming Morrell versus Callum Smith, and I'd love to get a video on that or incorporate it in a video for none. But then the other thing, Crawford is basically moving up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. And you install him at number 1 above Diego Pacheco, above Hamza Shiraz, above the guys who put in the work, Orlando Iglesias, the Cuban knockout artist. You install him at number 1 above the people who put in the work in the fucking division? That is blatant interference in the lives and in the livelihoods of boxers in the super middleweight division, who you put a guy who's moving up essentially 3 weight classes above them by the WBO. That is nefarious interference and contractual blocking of those folks' careers. You are robbing people. That is blatant corruption. So Trump, if you're listening to this, DOJ, Pam Bondi, if you're listening to this, please investigate the WBO. Please investigate Canelo Alvarez's gym for another fighter testing positive out of that gym. Send the DEA, send the ATF, send ICE after all of these people. I don't care who it is. Throw the book at these 2 entities, because this is blatant corruption to have somebody ranked at number 1 in a sanctioning body where they haven't even fought at that sanctioning body's level. They haven't fought the weight class below that sanctioning body level. They're going into a fight for undisputed when they haven't even fought in the weight class. And what the WBO is trying to do, Fanon, is they're trying to legitimize this fight under the influence of Ring Magazine. They're trying to influence and legitimize and somehow sell it even more to the boxing public by having Crawford number 1 at 168, that Crawford and Canelo is a legitimate fight, when we know it's not. Because if it were, Crawford would have done what Andre Ward did when they tried to set him up to fight Kovalev and had tune-ups in the weight class. Paul Smith and the other Cuban guy.
To prove that you belong in the weight class.
Exactly. He would have fought a Christian Mbili. He would have fought Orlando Iglesias. He would have proven that he could take punches from 168-pounders. And he would have earned his shot. So this is not that. This is blatant corruption. This is everything that's wrong with boxing. It is bias. It is people being on the take. And I'm calling for the ATF, ICE, DOJ, FBI, CIA to investigate the WBO, to investigate Canelo's gym. With that, I'm out. Deuces.
All right, brother, get back. I agree 100%, man. I believe that federal investigations into boxing is absolutely mandatory. Hey, what's up? Shout out to Manager Marty. What's going on, man? Phoenix the Assassin said Khan was on Ostarine and got KO'd by Kell Brook. Look, man, Devin Haney's team got an excuse and a reason for everything. They got something to say about everything. At the end of the day, man, Devin is going to get his ass whooped sooner or later, and I can't wait. Primarily because of the attitude that this dude's pops got about the sport of boxing, man. As far as Turkey Al-Sheikh and what he said, getting in the way of these fights, that's why you're supposed to have an IBF. That's why you're supposed to have sanctioning bodies. So the sanctioning bodies can order the fights of the best fighters to fight in their ranking system. When you have one guy that's going to be deciding who needs to fight and what needs to happen, it's beyond corruption. It's ridiculous, man. And almost definitely need to investigate VADA. VADA is so Look, man, when Victor Conti said just the other day that he can beat Vada's tests, why would you go to Vada? Why? If you say Vada, if he can beat Vada's testing, that means everybody can beat Vada's testing. So why in the world would we need why do you need Vada testing if Victor Conti himself admits that he can beat Vada testing? Why would you trust that? Why would you trust it? I mean, seriously, why would you trust it at all? What good reason do you have to go to Vada at all if Victor Conti can beat the test? Because if Victor can beat the test, other people can beat the test. How are you going to beat somebody? How are you going to catch somebody if you can't catch yourself? Think about it. Victor Conti cannot protect his own fighters from people taking advantage of Vada. Fanon, thank you. That's why I said I'll get my own testing. Yeah, I mean, if you admit that you can beat the test, then your test is beatable. Why are they paying you all of this money for it? If you had a test that can't be beaten, and you said, oh, no, we're going to catch everybody on this. This is going to catch everything. Then people should go to your testing. Not, okay, pay all this money. Vada's the only real option, but you're only going to catch people 10% of the time, 5% of the time. You might as well just not have Vada at all. If Devin is on something, he probably similar to something similar to EPO because he ain't going to develop power. He needs a conditioning to run around the ring to be on point. EPO would do it. Jose Lopez said, why would you fight anybody that's connected to Victor Conti? If you don't have a choice. If you don't have a choice, I can see why you would do it. For sure, I can see why you do it. For sure. But look, man, I'm going to get up out of here a little bit early today. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go. If Devin is on something, it's probably EPO. And why would you fight anyone who is connected? He also talked about negotiating the numbers according to levels. He also talked about negotiating the numbers according to the levels. Talk about negotiating the amount of testosterone that you can have in your system. Look, Victor Conti should not be allowed in boxing. He should not be allowed to do strength and conditioning in boxing at the same time being connected to the testing agency. It's just that obvious, man. Mike the Kid, what's going on? It's just that simple. If you are responsible for providing substances, performance, if you're doing strength and conditioning for fighters, you should not have any relationship whatsoever with the testing agency. That is a firewall that should absolutely positively be there, dude. It should absolutely positively be there. Sure, there you go. He lied about being part of establishing Vada 2. The dude's a crook. Kamal said, video on the Porterweight. Brian, yep, I got it. Kamal, a Porterweight podcast on Norman Jr. and Haney. Yeah, okay. I got that Terrence. I'm doing that Terrence Crawford one, though. About dropping the names. Yeah, okay. But thanks, Kamal, for sure. Kick, what is that? Kick Kaepernick out for taking a knee, let Conti in for being a cheater. Well, you know how that works. Hate that Conte's first name is mine. Damn. No, seriously, he should not be allowed to do it. That's very, very straightforward, obvious thing. You should not be able to influence the testing while you are at the same time providing strength and conditioning services for fighters. You should not be allowed to do the two things. You should not be able to do the same thing, the two things, okay? That's like You're going to be the one that's doing the is you basically the one testing yourself, man. Manager Marty, how can I help you, brother?
Hey, good morning, Fanan. Salute, my brother.
Salute to you.
Man, thank you
What's
for
on your
having me
mind?
on. Oh
Anytime, man.
man. Say that again.
I said anytime, brother. Anytime. What's on your mind?
Oh man, salute to everybody in the chat. I'm just trying to figure out. I just, popped up. I saw the title. You talking about Devin Haney? You said Boots is ducking Devin Haney, right? That's what Devin said, right?
That's what Devin said. That's not what I
Right.
said.
No, 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 not you for now. I'm talking about Devin said
Okay.
it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Boots ducked the guy who landed 70 punches in the whole entire 12-round fight. You talking about him? Him? Devin, huh?
That's who they're saying. Yeah, him.
You talking about Devin? Okay. You know what's interesting about this whole testing thing? Turkey Al Sheik agreed to pay for VADA testing for all of the athletes that's going to compete on the card in November, correct?
That's my understanding.
So the standard of VADA testing is 8 weeks prior to a scheduled bout, according to VADA's own website.
That's my understanding.
Okay, so then what Bill Haney is talking about, and he's been talking about it since the fall of 2024 on Vlad TV. And then 3 days after I dropped the live on my channel that dispelled the myth of this 365 24/7 VADA testing, 3 days after that, VADA went on their X, formerly known as Twitter account, and posted that Devin Haney um, is now enrolled in 365 24/7 testing as the only fighter. We've seen this play out before. This same movie with Nonito Donaire. You remember that, Fanan?
Yeah, I do.
Where Nonito was the only one that was on 365 testing. Edwin Rodriguez was the only one that was on 365 testing, and now they're claiming Devin is. It's interesting to me that all three of these fighters, who are supposed to have been the ones in the history of boxing who've undergo 365 24/7 VADA testing, they're all associated with the same guy, Victor Conti. So basically, it's his words that have been ringing through the media for over 20 years with no evidence. I challenge anybody. I don't care if it's past or present. I challenge anybody who believes that any of these fighters, past or present, including Devin Haney, have undergone 365 24/7 VADA testing. I challenge you to show the paperwork because 365 VADA testing is a hoax. It's fake news. The concept doesn't exist. If it did, VADA would finally update their website and tell everybody that they're not scheduling testing 8 weeks prior to a bout. They wouldn't need to do that if there was this concept of 365 24/7. The thing that I'm trying to get you to understand for nine in the audience is that there's somebody behind the scenes who believe that Brian Norman Jr. is suspicious. Now, I noticed something about me and him. And I'm talking about the guy behind the scenes pulling the strings that's influencing Bill Haney to jump on platform after platform to talk about this 365 concept. Victor Conti. Victor Conti and I, we have something in common, Fanan, and that is this. We have the same eyes, but different lenses. In other words, is myself and Victor Conti, both of us know how to look at a professional boxer compete inside of a boxing ring. And we know how to evaluate them. And we also know how to determine whether a professional boxer's performance is being enhanced. We know that. The only difference is the lenses that we're looking out of. When I see that a fighter's performance is enhanced, I expose that truth. When Victor Conti sees that a professional boxer or fighter's performance is enhanced, he figure out ways to indirectly expose it by asking that fighter to provide evidence that they're undergoing VADA testing and or to undergo 365 testing. Why is he doing that? It's because that particular fighter apparently will have to fight his fighter that's on snack. Let me take it a step further for now. Victor Conti told me, and I have the tape. Everybody that's watching this already is aware at this point that I've had two dialogues, separate dialogues with Victor Conti, 5 hours apiece, 2 hours on one in one segment and 3 hours in another. And he told me verbatim, is his job to protect it is his job to protect his fighters. Now, in the context that was used for him to make that statement is that he want to make sure that the other opponent is not doing anything illegal or using performance enhancement drugs. Now, I'm in no shape, way, or form for nine saying that the snack fighters are doing anything illegal. I'm not an expert in that, but we all know that their performances are being enhanced. Period. This is a known fact. With that being said, they want to make, they want to make sure that Brian Norman Jr. is not getting his performances enhanced when he fight Devin. That's why they're trying to go outside of the scope of the 8 weeks of scheduled testing with VADA to call it quote unquote 365 so that Brian Norman Jr. can start testing now. In other words, is Victor
Well, it ain't
Conti
360.
believes
You're saying it ain't 365, even if it is 12 weeks, it ain't 365 because it's 12
absolutely.
weeks. Okay.
Absolutely. Because they agreed upon it. They agreed upon it already. It's already supposedly, allegedly in the contractual agreement that they've agreed to testing, not 365, quote unquote, 365 24/7 testing. Because if it's 365 24/7 testing, that means that Brian Norman Jr. is subjecting himself to be tested even after the Devin Haney fight.
Months
For
after it.
months after. So they're not concerned about what Brian Norman Jr. is doing after fighting Devin Haney. They're concerned with what he's doing now. And the reason why they want the testing to start now is because Victor Conti knows the cycling patterns of cycling on and cycling off. You see, when Ryan Garcia fought Devin, you didn't hear them talk about 365 testing. When Jose Ramirez fought Devin, you didn't hear them talk about 365 24/7 testing. If you really go back and look at when Ryan Garcia fought Devin, they fought in April of 2024. 4 months before they fought, Victor Conti told me, this is what he told me. He's had a difficult time getting his own snack fighters to be a part of 365 24/7 testing that he was trying to start. And he also said he even offered Devin Haney sponsorship and he's had a difficult time getting it done. Now all of a sudden, Bill Haney running around here talking about 365 24/7 testing. They're suspicious of Brian Norman Jr. They won't come out and say it, but I will for them. They are highly suspicious of Brian Norman Jr. Now I'm not going to sit here in front for nine. A half hour after Brian Norman Jr. knocked out Jen Sasaki, I was the first content creator or YouTuber or whatever you want to call it that went live a half hour after he knocked Jen Sasaki out. And there's a lot of my audience members that we share for nine that's in the live chat that can attest to this. I actually said that Brian Norman Jr.'s performance looked enhanced. I didn't say anything legal or illegal. And there was a question that I asked. The question that I asked, well, it was two questions. The first question was there any VADA testing for this fight? Obviously, we know the answer to that question now is no. And then I asked, what was those bumps on his chest? What was those bumps on his back? I asked that. You can ask anybody in the live chat for nine. They were there. Most of them were there,
We talked
pretty much,
we talked
in the
about the
live
back
chat.
knee that day. No, we talked about the back knee. Do
Yeah.
we know about the back knee?
Oh, okay. I didn't
The
know that.
back acne? The back
Okay.
acne?
So
Yeah, like him
yeah,
and
I
he's
didn't
got
know you
that back
spoke.
acne.
I
Caleb
yeah,
Plant got that back knee.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I didn't know y'all spoke on that on the show for nine. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what I'm saying is that's really what's going on behind the scenes. But 365 24/7 testing don't exist. And I'll land, what they say, land the plane. No, I want to land my school bus right here in the middle of the street so I can put my hazards on. Dr. Margaret Goodman, the CEO of VADA. Everybody on YouTube knows this is facts now. I spoke to her on my platform March of 2024, a few months after Victor Conti left here on my platform. I asked Dr. Margaret Goodman. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. You have a background in um, legalities and being an attorney for nine, so you know we set up questions that we really want to know the answers to, and most of the questions we know the answer to. So I did throw Dr. Margaret Goodman an alley-oop by asking her a question that I knew the answer to, and that was specifically, what does out of competition mean? And she blatantly told us, I have the tape, that out of competition testing does not exist with VADA. They only test 8 weeks prior to a bout when the fighter is actually scheduled to compete, meaning that the fighter is in training camp for those 8 weeks. Anything outside of that, when a fighter is not even competing or even scheduled to compete, VADA does not perform testing. That's why I'm saying 365 24/7 testing through VADA is a hoax. It's fake news.
And they're just really trying to stretch it out 4 more weeks. That's it. There is the only functional difference is it goes from 8 to 12 because they're not testing year round out of competition. Yeah, that
Absolutely.
makes sense. That's kind of like, when they taught you when you were in school and you buy fresh orange juice and they got that little that little trademark next to the word fresh. It means it's not actually fresh. It's just like the title name is fresh. So it's not fresh lemonade. It's fresh, like the company's name is fresh and it's fresh as lemonade. So yeah, they do a lot of that shit, man. A lot of like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And
Wordplay.
plus, it's not affordable. Like 24/7, 365, that shit could cost hundreds of $1,000s a year if they were going to administer that shit that way. Because you could have as much as if you get tested once you can get tested once, twice a week. I forgot what the maximum that they said that they would test, but it could run the cost all the way up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars for fighters that ain't pulling in that much money. But hey, man, appreciate you, manager Marty. You there? I think manager went on. Manager Marty, you there?
Yep. I'm,
Okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Was that all you had? Or was you want to cook on something else? I'm gonna let David talk because I think he's David. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on? No, I was about to say that I agree with you 100%, and I also would add that what needs to happen, and you spoke to this before on another one of your shows, that there need to be some legislation in Congress that will go ahead and crack down on these promoters as well as foreign entities that's coming into the United States that's breaking, that could be, whereas though they would be found guilty of breaking the law when it comes to interfering with other boxing organizations, cards, fight
Yeah, I mean
plans.
that's called. I mean, yeah, there's laws in place for that. There's definitely laws in place for
Yeah,
that.
and as well as we need WADA and USADA to be doing a lot of this testing. The fact that Victor Conti himself, who um, is wildly known, the type of scumbag this dude is, for snitching on clients that pay him that he worked with, to getting off and then starting a drug company itself, as far as like VADA, after the whole Belco scandal. It's ridiculous. Why is he even in boxing? And he was the same one who gave performance enhancing drugs to Shane Mosley, and then turned around and snitched on Shane Mosley. This guy's he's a piece of scum. He shouldn't even be involved in boxing, and he shouldn't have any type of supplement band that he can go ahead and peddle to boxers, as well as a testing drug testing platform such as VADA. And come on, man, this has got to be dirty work. We already know that boxing overseas, in London, and around the world is dirty. You know what I mean? And this is the thing is we have more and more American boxers taking part in these cards overseas. So you really don't know what you're gonna get when you go ahead and travel to these places. That's why I applaud certain fighters that are like taking a stance tonight. No, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Into another man's country where so they already look like they got the fits in. Come on, that's ridiculous. No, you know what I mean? We need to get stricter on this in order to clean all of this up because that's the reason why boxing is having a hard time and struggling to be able to keep it in order to be able to gain ground on other combatant sports in America. You know what I mean? That's what the problem is. We need to clean this up, man. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? We could have our boxers going over to Saudi Arabia or London and definitely getting jerked around and getting cheated while they're in there doing what they do. You know what I mean? This it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We gotta clean this up, man. Seriously.
Hey, man, I agree 100% with you, brother.
It just makes me shake. I'm just shaking my head, trying to catch my thought ahead of the time, but I'm still having some little memory issues at time. But you know
I'm
what I
sorry to hear
mean?
that,
I
man.
think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it out what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I think so.
But
You good?
yeah, it's ridiculous. And hey, Tank definitely shouldn't even go over there and fight on Turkey's card. He definitely stay away from that guy. For real. Other boxers in America, stay away from him. Like they said, the old saying goes, all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? Just because it look like a fat bag, you don't know what's in that bag. It might be a snake in that bag. You know what I mean? When you reach in your hand to get some of that money out, And plus, it seems like when he signed people to their exclusive Riyadh deals, he could tell them whatever to do and they have to do it. That's how he carrying it. He straight strong arm carrying it like that, you know. But this
Yes,
thing with
sir.
but this thing with Devin Haney, that's another fishy situation. Kind of remind me of the whole Ryan Garcia situation. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? All of a sudden, you got this big dude, you got your bodyguard touching another boxer. You know what I mean? Putting hands on him. You don't know what's going on with that. You know? And you seen how Devin got clearly away from it. He didn't want to have nothing. He backed all up out of it with his scary ass.
Yeah.
Man, that guy is the biggest gump ever to come into boxing. He's a gump. For real. He's 150% gump. You know? But hey, man, that's all I wanted to get up off my chest when I heard the nature of the conversation that everybody was talking on. Plus I just got in the house and I'm glad I was able to catch you and get on because you haven't kicked it in a minute. We haven't chopped it up in a minute, you know. But
Yes,
you
sir.
know, plus I wanted to definitely give my best wishes for recovery to your dad,
Thank you, man.
and to your family. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And just wanted to keep it on 100 with you, like we
Appreciate you, bro.
always do. All right, brother. One
All
love.
right, get back. One love.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Carl, how can I help you, man?
What's happening? I just got in the building this morning, man. Just wanted to holler at you.
Oh, that's what's up, man. What's good with you, sir?
I was wondering, if anybody seen that Wookiee looking thing that was with Pitbull Cruz after the fight.
Wookie. Oh, yeah, that crazy. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, what in the world is that?
Yeah, you talk about that dude with the mask. He had that plastic mask on. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that shit, man. That shit's funny as fuck. That was a good fight. What you think of the fight cards this weekend? Did you watch the fights?
Yeah, I watch fights just about every weekend. I'm a subscriber to the Zone. Don't tell
Oh,
nobody, but but yeah,
they get my money too every
everything's
month.
going good as far as boxing, man. I like the direction it's going in as far as having fights every weekend, something to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is nice to have some fights, man. But cool. But if that's it, I'm about to roll up out of here, brother. Good to see you, Carl.
You too, man. I just wanted to holler at you.
Appreciate you, man. Get back with you,
You have,
sir.
all right, for sure. Have a good day.
All right, dude. You as well. Yeah, Carl, good dude. Thank you, Carl, man. Talk to you later, bro. Yeah, man. That's some funny shit. Somebody called a dude a gump. They called that man a gump. But look, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Thank y'all to everybody that supported. Bro, Victor said he pays for the test for fighters too. Look, why do you need to do all of that stuff, bro? Why do you need to do all that? But look, I'm gonna get up out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. We'll be back tomorrow. Deuces.